Well, I hope some of you in the black community are satisfied. Um, it's very unfortunate that whenever we get leaders in our community, it'll always be a large group within the community that would try to tear him, that would try to tear that him or her or whoever that person is in the black community down. If they're a leader and they want to make better, they want to better their people and they want to uplift their people, whether it be financially or educational wise, it's always a handful. It's always a handful of people. Hold up, it's not a handful, more like a building full, a land full of people, of our own people that will tear that man or that woman down who wants to better his or her community. In this case, according to Dr. Umar Johnson he placed on Instagram that that he'll be doing a farewell tour. I, I don't know if it's a confirmed or not, but he said he'll be doing a farewell tour for one reason and one reason only. Come January 2018, he'll be he will have to go to court and like he will be placed in front of the psychology board and stripped of his school psychology credential. Hold on, let me read this. This is what it said on his Instagram page. It says, "I've been he titled it Ifatunde versus the state. He says, I've been ordered to stand trial by Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania on January 8th, 2018, before the Board of Psychology to be stripped of my school psychology credential as a result of constant complaints from members of my race pleading to the white man via phone and mail to bring an end to my professional career. You ridiculous ingrates have achieved your goal." What he's talking about is a different. Hold up. What he's talking about is like black people who are who are calling up his college asking if they uh asking if they have any records of an Umar Johnson who actually um received a psychology degree or whatever degree. Umar said that he has 6 degrees from different colleges. You can actually get 6 degrees from from different colleges, but due to the fact that he has the title doctor, or he actually has a PhD in psychology. A lot of people in our community can't wrap their head around that. Like the thought of a black psychologist doesn't exist in the minds of some of our people, because like the most common occupation is either drug dealer, hustler, prostitute, stripper, a lick hitter, or just a regular 9 to 5er working some shit job that pays peanuts, or working at a fast food joint. Like most people in our community cannot fathom the idea of somebody like a black doctor or a black psychologist or black therapist, or even black president, which we recently had. That was so that before that man came along, the thought of a black president didn't even pass the minds of people, or even a black lawyer. Yes, there are tons and tons and tons of black lawyers in this country, but like if they don't if they don't go against the grain, and if they don't do something like right, they're trying to better their if they hold up, let me rephrase that. If they try to better their community, or they're trying to uplift their community, or if they want to better their people, uh, uh, better the conditions of their people, all of a sudden some people want to raise the eyebrow to that shit, but like they don't say anything about the black celebrities who choose to coon and buck dance, and to coon and buck dance and sell their people up the river. Okay, this is what else he said on Instagram. Sometimes I ask myself, why did I start this campaign? I'm ready to return all the donations and move to Africa in an effort to give our boys a school they deserve. I've had countless coons consistently harass white people in the power structure until they've decided to strip me of my credentials. I didn't know you could actually strip people of their credentials. So therefore, like if he goes to court and if he goes to court and he's placed in front of the psychology board and they strip him of his credentials, he can no longer use the title PhD. He can no longer use the title doctor. So his doctorate title will be taken away from him. Okay, it says arrest. Hold up, arrest my fund and audit me, which means they're gonna they're gonna put a freeze on the donations that he's been trying to get for his Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey all boys school. Cause that's what he's been trying to do all this time. He's been trying to raise money. Last time I checked, it was like $400,000. He needs at least $1 million in order to buy a school or try to get a school funded so he can create this Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey institution. But like he's been met with roadblocks with this because according the donations have become slow to are being slow to accumulate, and some of the schools that he's visited told him no for nefarious reasons, or they didn't want to sell it to him. Sometimes they didn't want to show him they didn't want to sell it to him for obvious reasons, or they they were turned off because of his intentions, which is to better the black community. This is what else he said. Hundreds of phone calls to my degree granting institutions harassing them about my credentials. The same questions over and over again on every radio show, countless social network jokes, and campaigns to diminish the credibility of the one man black parents can count on to assist for free with saving their children from mental health and miseducation systems. This is the thanks I get for helping to save a generation of black boys. On top of all the betrayals, I've had my own father join in on the fun. Yeah, the video is out there. Umar Johnson's father made a video, he put up a video of bashing his own son. Dude, which is so weird. Dude looked just like him. He looked like his brother, but it's his father uh, uh, joining in on this shit. That goes to show you how messed up family can be. Your own family can stab you in the back. Your own family can betray you. I've had total strangers treat me better than my own flesh and blood, and I'm not bullshitting. I've had strangers treat me better than my own family. That's kind of messed up. Okay, hold up. Uh, it said this Kwanzaa tour will be my farewell conscious community tour for a while. I'm taking a break from social network as well. I need to take care of me now. I will keep pushing for the school until my detractors successfully kill that campaign. Also, see, now his what's the word I'm looking for? Now his confidence in building this school is shattered as well. Because now that the possibility of his credentials being stripped away from him is starting to become a reality, he's starting to lose faith. But this is what happens in the black community. Uh, we always tear our own people down like this. If you're not hustling or dope dealing or slanging or car thieving or prostituting or tricking, uh, people raise an eyebrow to that. Like me, I have a regular 9 to 5 job. I have a regular 9 to 5 job. That's considered square in the eyes of the bums and the ain't shit niggas who ain't doing nothing with their lives. But here you got this man right here who has multiple degrees, and he wants to actually bet. He doesn't want us. He had to leave jobs because they wanted him to exploit black children, to misdiagnose black children, and they was going to offer him money to misdiagnose his to black children. He said no, he's not going to do that. So therefore, when he went on this tour trying to trying to explain the ins and outs and the what black kids have to go through with the intentional miseducation of black children. Uh, a lot of people in the black community have downplayed that. They have uh, they have tried to debunk. They have tried to miscredit him. But like these be the same black people who say like the white man this, the white man that. But like you got this brother who wants to bet on his community, and and thanks to the help of a few, and all the black people who tore him down, they are not the whole representation of the black community. This is like a handful of quote unquote haters who try to destroy this man's credentials. And like about my he said people will constantly call. He said he got phone calls from all of his schools saying that people will call it up asking if Umar Johnson has real degrees, if he has real if his credentials are real, and blah 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 blah. He said, and like they were relentless. He and like they said the people at the school felt it highly unbearable that a lot of black men and women were calling up his calling up asking about this man, and I think that's very that is very treacherous. That is very treacherous. Okay, hold up. It says whether we succeed or fail, just know that my intentions were honorable and I tried my best. This is another victory for the mentally enslaved. Yep, that's the word for it. Mentally enslaved. Like so he really did have credentials. He really did have those type of credentials. But unfortunately, in our community, like if you have if you come off as somebody who's like who actually has credentials, no, you're not gonna believe that. But then you got social media, especially YouTube, that are filled with that are filled with online expert experts like these hotepping ass niggas, or these pseudo black militants who just regurgitated who are just regurgitated speaking points that they heard other people speak on. But like this man has actually credentials, and like do I agree with everything that Dr. Umar Johnson says? Of course not. But like I totally respect what he's talking about, even though I don't agree with him on his stance of interracial relationships. I totally agree with this with men are black boys because we're being we're being destroyed every which way at every angle. But then like you got our own, but like you have our own people that would tear us down. Like I've never seen or heard anybody trying to destroy the credentials of in other communities. I've never seen the Asians do this. I've never seen the Latinos do this, uh, uh, or white people. But I find it a lot. This primarily happens in black people. Like, am I saying that stuff like this doesn't happen in other communities? Of course not. But this primarily happens in black communities, and that's very, very, very unfortunate. That this man is having his credentials stripped away because a few haters or a few naysayers or a bunch of non-believers don't agree with him or don't believe him. But yet they'll let somebody. But like nobody will question Dr. Phil's credentials or a lot of these white doctors on TV just because they put themselves out like that doesn't mean that they actually have that. Nobody questions their credentials. But like this man is gonna have his shit stripped just because of a few people in our community who don't agree with him.